Now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
And welcome to the 541st episode of the PUCL Podcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my spectacular co-host. We've got the man himself who didn't buy a plot of land in Scotland, but we still call him Lord Jushiro.
But I'm in trails to buy a plot of land in the U.S., so maybe I'll become what's the U.S. equivalent of a lord?
A fabled homeowner, you say?
An oligarch.
Homeowners are just legends as far as I'm aware now.
So, yeah. Hi, everyone, some say.
Oh, that's exciting. And then we've also got, the wonderful, as always, R Sigma. I don't have anything for you, Sigma. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm doing okay.
We've got you. I mean, if you become a fabled homeowner, let us know.
I'll let you know. Yeah.
Yeah, let us know. But welcome to the PUCL Podcast. PUCL, of course, stands for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007. And we talk everything Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. And everything's been good. I've been happy. I've been playing some Pokemon this week because I finished my basement.
Wait, you finished your basement? How many decades have been?
Oh, so, it was 2 weeks of just, straight work. And, that was, I'd come home from work and, basement was my life. So the basement, we finished the basement, and so now I can play Pokemon because we put everything back where it belongs in the basement.
Okay, that's good. I was playing, Pokemon Legend Arceus, great game, having a lot of fun, and then I was able to get my hands on a PS5.
Ooh. Talking about things that don't exist.
Yeah, and that kind of cut down my Pokemon time, but I am coming back to it to finally finish it, because I am super excited for Gen 9, so,
Yeah.
Let's see where that goes.
I think I actually played Sword and Shield this week on stream, which is a surreal experience. Remembering that that's still the modern Pokemon game.
the current.
I don't know, because I feel like Legends Arceus was such a shift, and it's it's beautiful and it's such a cool idea, and it's so interesting that I don't know. I really like it. So it was a really good time. But then you're just you're back to Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it's a complete mess. Comparatively.
Right. You can tell it's the first.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it's the first draft.
Yeah.
I mean, there was definitely an interesting video I watched about this from Lutu, where he talks about how the speed of the Pokemon franchise is hurting it, and not exactly the same way that we would all think. I don't know. It's a very interesting take because most of the reactionary stuff doesn't have enough time to get polished, right, into the next version. And so you usually have to wait 3 years anyway for it to come. So what's the point of having a yearly game? Yeah. So,
wait, do we have a yearly game though?
We do. Yes.
Kind of.
Yes. I mean, I would call the DLC part of that cycle.
I would too. I mean, technically this year we have two games.
And we had 2 games.
So.
Yeah, we have 2 games this year.
I guess what I mean is, can we, since Sword and Shield is still considered the main series, and that is old.
They called BDSP and Legends Arceus main series games.
They did?
Yes.
Who did? Pokemon?
Pokemon.
Yep.
Okay, they're off their rockers.
Yeah, they even have the little sumo flags that they came out with, and they have
Yep.
Just like Let's Go.
It's kind of like Let's Go, except people enjoy it.
Right. Well, Arceus, yeah.
Yeah, Arceus, yeah. BDSP.
Even BDSP has some fans. I mean, it's better than getting a used DS game still.
True.
Yeah.
But I have yet, as soon as Legend of Arceus came out, I've yet to go back to DP.
I've been playing BDSP just because I'm shiny hunting the mythicals. That's it.
Oh, gotcha.
I got my Arceus, and all I've got left is Darkrai. And since I'm putting it in a Dusk Ball, I only get to hunt it at night, so.
Yeah, it's really weird just going back though, because they definitely reacted to like overworld Pokemon from Let's Go, because that was like, the fan favorite features from that. Which I don't blame them, because it worked really, really well in Legends Arceus, right?
Yeah.
But they kind of felt like they shoehorned it into other routes in Sword and Shield by comparison, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I think that they just need more time to develop ideas. I don't know. I feel bad for them, because it just feels like they're in this constant sprint, and new ideas are like running to catch up onto a moving train. And it's just unfortunate.
I don't feel the same way, but I can understand the perspective of that. But
yeah, I don't know. So for me, like I think a good example would just be the way that like that overworld Pokemon were handled in both Legends Arceus versus Sword and Shield, right?
Right.
I think, and even if you just look at the DLC for Sword and Shield, I think you can even see an improvement in how that was handled.
And that is true, but that is what they like to call some how's it, quarterbacking, Monday night quarterbacking. Like, sure, after we see Arceus, which is a game that has released much recent than Sword and Shield and its DLCs, we might see that difference. But
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
is that they didn't have, because they're coming out so frequently with games, is that there's not enough time for them to properly make those adjustments. That's what I'm saying. Like I think they could have given us something like they did in Arceus in Sword and Shield had they given it another year or so, right? But like the Pokemon machine is churning,
right?
And so it's not. I'm not saying it's anybody's fault per se, because like it's a machine at this point, so it's never just like one person's fault.
Yeah,
right.
The new Pokemon being introduced also holds up like the TCG, the anime. It's a machine, yeah.
Like I don't blame anybody for running that machine either, because it's like any other machine or like any other business that you build up. If you wanted to stop and slow down, you have to get like every cog in that machine to agree, right?
True.
That is not an enviable position. That's the reason they said they had to put out the Scarlet and Violet announcement video on the day that they did, despite being social media silent. Like it's like we couldn't stop the video because everything else relies on it. So it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, my perspective is, and I'm going to put as an example, Star Wars. A lot of people want to go, whenever the original trilogy comes out and then the prequels came out, and people like to like hate on the prequels because it's not like the originals. And then the sequels came out and same thing. But when you go down and you look at them under a microscope, I'm sorry, Gen 1 was not perfect.
Oh, I agree
Gen 2,
with
you might say it's kind of perfect. Gen 3 was not perfect, and to this day, and I'll keep repeating it on every show I am, just to tick off those lovers of Gen 3. Gen 3 is still the worst generation for me, right? So when people like
I think you're making
bash on Sword and Shield,
I think you're making a different argument than I would be, though.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the thing. And I mean, to me, Sword and Shield is up there, top tier Pokemon quality, yet in the interwebs, and it's always talked down as this failure in Pokemon when I don't see Sword and Shield like that at all.
I think it's a little bit, I think it gets a little bit, it's easier to look at because it's the first like main console Pokemon and be like, hey, this is something that we've been hyping up in our minds for so long, which is the expectations versus reality thing that we always talk about.
Right.
I mean, I would probably put Sword and Shield like in my top 5.
Yeah.
I don't think it's top 3, but I think top 5.
No, it's definitely, I think it's better than, I think it's like, I think saying that a Pokemon game is bad isn't the same thing as being like, what's a video game that nobody, like Superman N64 is bad. Like, I'm not saying that.
Right. That's a legit, badly constructed game, right?
I'm saying it's bad in the lens of Pokemon. And when I talk about Sword and Shield being, quote unquote, like, because I don't think Sword and Shield's entirely bad. I think it did a lot of things good. I think it did a lot of, like, very good things for the Pokemon franchise.
Right.
The problem is, I think most of them are, like, quality of life improvements.
Yeah.
Right.
And some, like, minor lore things. Like, I really like the Gym Leader lore. Mm-hmm. But the way that I view Sword and Shield's response versus other Pokemon games' responses is in the current time what it is the current game. Like, if you look at each game, right? Like Gen 3, I don't think Gen 3 is a perfect game. I think when it came out, it was viewed semi-favorably. The only problem being, like, it had its own, like, quote-unquote Dexit that they made you pay $1 bajillion to fix. and which is very true. Tamayoshi Hiroka has like this Twitter rant because she's been playing XD Gale of Darkness about like the whole like philosophy of Gen 3 completing the Pokedex, and I love it.
It's a mess.
I love it because she just went on this whole thing about how predatory it was to get kids to buy more video games just to finish the Pokedex.
Right. And then we complain, for example, on Sword and Shield that, well, those Pokemon weren't available, but then they've been downloading them free of charge.
I don't think that's my complaint about Sword and Shield at all. I mean, also they haven't actually fit everything back in yet, but that's a different story altogether. And I think I probably wouldn't care so much at this point if Gen 8 would have actually like finished the decks, but at this point it doesn't look like that's happening.
Right, and that might be the one point where it might be that we're jumping into the Gen 9 without finishing all the Pokemons on Gen 8.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that really bugs me a little bit is, I mean, because it's such a small pool of Pokemon they're missing at this point too.
Yeah.
Like, it's so small. It's like 60 Pokemon.
Right.
A quarter of them are starters.
Yeah, a quarter of them are starters, which blows my mind, honestly.
Yeah.
That blows my mind, because I can't believe that. I really just
Gen 6 starters are nowhere.
Yeah, that like I'm surprised Greninja's not anywhere in Gen 8.
I'm surprised that Greninja's anywhere in Legend of Arceus.
I am very right, isn't it? Like I was really hoping for some DLC for that, where you could get Greninja, but I don't know.
How can you not have Greninja? It's so topical,
right?
Yeah, it's so thematic with the story of Legend of Arceus. It almost makes no sense.
Hisuian Decidueye, though. Look at this now. This is very Japanese looking. Okay,
I feel so bad for it because I'm like, oh, maybe they'll actually fix the problems it had. No, they made them worse. Like,
yep. Yep.
It's like let's make it slower.
Well, after this mini topic, I think it's time for us to kick it on over to the news. So let's cue that epic music.
Coming to you live from the Lavender Town Radio Tower. This just in.
And welcome to the news. In the news, we've got a few things. Apparently, Pokemon Sleep is alive in the data mine of the latest Pokemon Go update, which is what fuels most of this discussion today. It includes requesting access to your Pokemon Sleep log and your Pokemon Plus functionality. Who knows?
Wow.
It catches and spins without you doing anything.
It's been 3 years since they announced Pokemon Sleep, and then silence. Like, that press conference, I'm pretty sure is just a fever dream.
It could be.
It's just a collective fever dream that we all had, was that 2019 Pokemon press conference. Like, it was, like... No, I'm being serious, because nobody knows what it is. Like, none of us know what it is.
I get you. Nintendo's very famous about doing Fever Dreams conference. We still remember the Wii when it was revealed.
Bring back Vitality Sensor.
Right.
It's just like, what's going on, Nintendo? I don't know.
Yeah. Part of what is also a Fever Dream is the Pokemon Center has a $42 Swatloon plush.
Well, who wouldn't want a Swatloon plush?
For $42? That's a debate.
I don't know. With inflation, Jushiro, that might be reasonable.
That is true. Those plushes are made from unobtainium.
Yep. Yeah, you can still buy it. It's still in stock. Good for us. 15 3/4 inches tall. That's pretty tall.
Oh, wow. Wait. That is pretty tall.
What is the height of a Swatloon? So Swatloon is 20 inches tall.
Okay, so not up to scale.
Yeah, so it's not. It always upsets me when like things are that close, though. It's just like
right. It's like you could have pushed it a little bit more.
If you would have made it just like slightly bigger, it probably would have just been actual size. Also, very odd that it's Swatloon, considering it's one of like the 60 Pokemon that's missing. Just throwing it out there, like.
I think it was some introvert set of like that, Gumi, and
you know what? Okay,
Trubbish.
I'll take that. I'll accept that. Oh, it is. Yeah, have a squishy spring. No, it's just a squish pillow.
So they announced the face cards of this year's trainer toolkit, which is a nice product. You get like 4 boosters and a bunch of like staples for $30. It comes out July 1st. But this year we're getting Luminion V, which is almost as good as Crobat V and Data AGX, but not quite.
Is it good? I don't actually know what Luminion V does.
It's Tapu Lele. It's
Tapu Lele? Okay.
The issue right now is like Drizzile does the same thing, but it rotates out in the fall.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
Like right now, Luminions are like less than $5 last I saw.
You should buy a set now. That's what I'm hearing.
A couple of them. Like usually you only want 2.
Do we have the price for that?
$30 for the box.
The trainer toolkits are usually pretty reasonable.
Yeah, like they're worth getting, especially with TCG Live coming if you're going to start that up.
It's doing that release, the beta by region, which is kind of annoying for us US folks that get left behind. But hey, we leave behind everyone else when we do our beta testing, so I can't really complain.
It has a battle pass, so like there's a point where you cross where you can't like, hey, come join this, and you have 1 month to finish the battle pass that was intended for 3 months. It's like, oh.
Womp womp. All right. So the top 300 entries for the illustration contest have been revealed. Since we're audio-based and not much else we can say, but if you're a Cramorant fan, there's some cool illustrations. Shout out to the scissor throwing Charizard around by the tail. The reflection of Charizard's terrified face in the claw is a nice touch. I haven't seen these, but I'll believe what Sigma wrote in the news to this week.
Because we all know how important it is to data mine Pokemon Go, because all the juicy information is going to be there. The latest data mine, it would appear that they are attempting to fix Megas, which is, as I understand, a good thing. Right now, Megas are not really...
Yes.
Megas are trash.
Megas are so bad. Oh my gosh. They were like trying to cash in on like making people buy raid passes. Because they're just like, you need to get mega energy and you need to go do mega raids to get the mega energy. And then they're just like, and then everybody's just like, or maybe not.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. And they're getting rid of that by adding a new way to Mega Evolve based on time rather than candies, and adding a tutorial, which is always nice. They also added Mega Legendary Eggs to raids and more for the eventual route feature that's coming out shortly. Or soon.
That thing's been in there forever.
Yeah.
One day the routes.
Okay, so I have 2 questions, Sigma, because I don't understand anything in that last sentence. One, what are Mega Legendary Eggs?
I believe that the new Mega's coming like next week, or Latios or Latios.
Oh, that's why.
So,
okay. So it's literally for them in like Rayquaza?
I assume that they'll probably put
Kyogre, all these legendary
Primal
Megas.
Okay. Primal Kyogre in the same thing too.
Checks out. And then what's this route feature?
I have no clue. That thing's been in the data mines for years now.
Interesting.
There's something about like traveling routes in game.
Interesting.
I don't know.
All right. So, Sigma, you go on to this last one. This is actually interesting.
Yeah. Starting Wednesday, there will be Pokemon Go's Sustainability Week, which lasts through Monday, I believe. It introduces Rangaroo and also adds Shiny Cherubi. And for each trainer that logs in 5,000 steps that week, Niantic will plant a tree up to 100,000 trees. So cool.
That's awesome. It is kind of hilarious. I almost thought that with the name Sustainability Week, they were going kind of meta. It's Pokemon Go Sustainability. Help us sustain this.
Oh no! God! Oh god!
But I do love that they're planting trees though. So mega up for them. That makes me want to play.
All right. So, new segment to the news, that this is Sigma's idea, and I really like this, is, Puckle's Pokey Prediction, because we've got a lot of things going on. What do you think will, release first, guys? And, Pokemon Snap on Nintendo Switch Online, TCG Live, Pokemon Bank compatibility for Legends Arceus and BDSP, or a new Scarlet and Violet trailer?
Wow. That is definitely a good question.
My answer is Pokemon Snap on Nintendo Switch Online, because that'll happen within the next 2 months.
Okay.
It is guaranteed to happen in the next 2 months. There's a chance that if TCG Live comes out with the next set, that would happen at the end of next month. So That's got a chance.
I think that's got. I think bank compatibility is legitimately going to be like August at earliest.
I have no clue when that's coming.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen before Scarlet and Violet. But
I don't know.
No, I think it would. Well, okay. So there's a lot of coding challenges. It turns out because of the fact that they ran BDSP in Unity. There's a lot of file transfers and like that have to occur to get it to Pokemon Home.
Wow, I did not know that they made DP.
So that's why it's been so long. That's why it's been so long. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's going to happen. The Scarlet and Violet trailer is guaranteed to happen around the end of May to early June.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like the 50-50 shot of whether Kirby 64 is coming out before Pokemon Snap, I think.
Possibly. I could see Kirby 64, okay? Kirby 64 is a good game.
I remember Sun and Moon's trailer happened at the very beginning of May, though, so it's not like completely out of the question. That's but true. I think I think they've cemented like the week before.
I think the safe bet is still Pokemon Snap on Nintendo Switch Online.
It is, but just to make this Poke prediction hold more water and be hilarious, I'm going to choose the new trailer for SV.
I think I'll take the trailer too, because I think maybe there's a chance that there's like just a Pokemon Presents and they announce compatibility and TCG Live at the same time.
TCG Live and Bank, yeah,
with a new trailer, and the announcements of the things would be for them coming later that week or later that day.
Dude, if Bank compatibility doesn't come very soon, I feel like the internet's gonna riot.
I don't think it's a big deal because I don't know where those Pokemon are going.
Yes, it needs to happen before Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I agree. But hey, then again, for as far for this prediction, Pokemon can have the last laugh and really sleep before anything. So
yeah,
we don't know. That's what's fun about
Pokemon
this.
Sleep just shows up like next week. Yeah. I could see that. I could absolutely see that. But yeah, final thing. There is this is the first announcement. It'll probably be on Discord before you guys get there. But we are joining what do they call it? The Catch a Million Marathon for the St. Baldrick's Foundation. On Twitch. This is not this week, but it's going to be the week after that. Let me double check the actual press release they gave me so that I'm not missing anything. But we're going to be raising money for the St. Baldrick's Foundation over on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/the PUCL I have lost the channel that I was looking for. And, oh, there it is. But the idea is that it's a 7-day stream marathon. We're probably going to be streaming 3 of those days. I believe Tuesday, April. I'm going to look at a calendar so I don't get the dates wrong. Tuesday, April 26th, Thursday, April 28th, and Friday, April 29th. PUCL will be live, but you can also join in on other things. It's a foundation for childhood cancer. Every 2 minutes, a child somewhere in the world is diagnosed with cancer. In the U.S., 1 in 5 will not survive. The St. Baldrick's Foundation, the largest non-government funder of childhood cancer research grants, is on a mission to give kids a lifetime by supporting the most promising research to find cures and better treatments for all childhood cancers. When you give to St. Baldrick's, you don't just give to one hospital, you support virtually every institution with the expertise to treat kids with cancer across the U.S. St. Baldrick's ensures that the children fighting cancer now and those diagnosed in the future will have access to the most cutting-edge treatment by supporting every stage of research, from new ideas in the lab to development of new therapies to life-saving clinical trials. So you guys can join in with that. They want to. There's a bunch of streamers doing this, so literally jump into anywhere. The idea is that we're going to try to catch as many Pokemon as we possibly can and try to raise $100,000 for childhood cancer. It's a great cause. Definitely do it. I think Shamu and I, at least one of those 3 days, are going to try to do a soul lock. So that sounds absolutely awful, but fun. And we'll see how it goes from there, though.
Yes. Sounds amazing. Guys listening, if you can, anything to help kids with cancer. It's the best.
This is split into 2 teams, by the way, captained by 2 popular streamers, I guess. One is Bruce Green, who I actually know, who used to be from Rooster Teeth. And so there's one team that's Team Green. And then the other one is Kara Corvus, who is a former microbiologist. So I joined her team.
No, team science. Yeah, I love it.
Team science. Yeah. So I just want you all to. There's like some competition between the 2 teams of which one can raise more. So Team Corvus is the one we're on. So if you want to help pay attention to that, feel free to do that. There's more information at catchamillion.com. So that's we're doing that. So there's going to be a lot of content from PUCL that week. Be sure to just be there and hang out. I really appreciate you guys trying to support this charity as well as myself. So we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. But on that note, it's time to go to Puckle's Poke Quiz, where we're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Hello and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz your co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Professor Snag with the rules. The co-hosts are working together as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that you, the listeners, have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The hosts can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct without using the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
And thank you for that introduction. We're going to go ahead and start our trivia. Our first question this week is going to come to you guys from the Purple Knight.
Ooh, I like that name. Favorite color? Woo woo.
Most people know of the Beldum line's abysmal catch rate of 3. But what non-legendary/mythical Pokemon has the second lowest catch rate?
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed. This is, wow, I have zero information on this.
I can tell you they have a catch rate of 15. I'll give you that one. I was going to say,
I know there's a lot of 45s. Like, I think Spiritomb is there.
It's a mythical. Well, at least we're down to the mythicals, right? And how many mythicals can you catch?
Well, the mythicals wouldn't be it, because, like, Arceus and Darkrai both have.
This is also, it also says what non-legendary/mythical Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. I understand. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear the non.
Yeah,
okay,
no,
so non-leg. Okay. Sorry, so I went through a whole different direction.
So Victini doesn't count.
Oh.
Okay.
What about Chansey? Chansey at this.
I think Chansey's in the 45s.
Okay,
this is a 15.
I remember
this
Chansey.
Yeah, this is a 15. Like, I know there's a lot of 45s. I don't know many 15s.
Do these chances change throughout generations, or they're stagnant? Like if Cider,
I think they changed a couple times,
generation?
but I think it's mostly for Legends, right? I think the Legends.
Yeah, usually they'll change like a box art legend. Lately, they've been changing box art legends to be a little more catchable. Like in Oraz, they changed Rayquaza to like a 45 just to make it a little easier. Or there was Necrozma, like the catch rate of a Magikarp in Ultra Sun and Moon. That was
because that's my question. I'll give you the free hint. What are we talking?
I'm going to give you a free hint that this is a Pokemon that would be a static encounter sometime. Yeah, it can be a static encounter.
So maybe Rotom.
Really? He's that low?
I don't know. It's a static encounter.
In a game, this Pokemon is a static encounter. In a game, this Pokemon is a static encounter. That's the way I will phrase it.
Okay. And otherwise, it has a very
Volcarona,
low...
maybe?
Volcarona? Okay. I mean...
It's not something you find in the wild very often, so I could see that being the case.
And it has a 15%...
Well, not 15%.
Like, it was a static encounter. Like, I think it might be Volcarona. I know Larvesta had a super low low catch rate when I was trying to get it in a Beast Ball in Ultra Sun and Moon. So.
Oh wow, yeah, you were really aiming for a top.
Not to mention how rare
frustration
it was.
There. Okay.
Yeah.
I will go with that, sir. I will go with Sigma, whatever Sigma says for this one.
Volcarona is correct with a catch rate of 15. This is just Volcarona as well. Nobody else shares this. Larvesta is at 45.
Oh, okay.
So, and you can encounter it, like I said, in Black and White 2 as a static encounter.
Oh, nice one, Sig.
All right, so your next question, you guys are 1 for 1, is going to be from Fawzeagle? What is the only 3-stage evolution that does not grow any taller upon evolution?
Huh.
Well, I'm sorry, I just randomly picked a question and didn't vet it. I'm so sorry.
Huh.
That doesn't change size.
But it has 2 stages.
Yeah, this is a bug. I'm going to say it's a bug.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. So it's not really the Pokédex just accidentally says that?
No. The Pokemon's a bug type.
Oh, ha! Okay. I went to it's a bug in the game. And I'm like, oh. It's a bug type. Same size.
It might have other types. I'm not going to tell you that, but...
Nikada, and it's... Although, but that's not a 3 evolutions, that's a split
I wouldn't count
evolution.
that as a 3-stage, I don't think.
Yeah. A bug type that doesn't grow any bigger when it evolves.
But it's also 3 stages. So, like, Weedle, I can't believe it would be. Caterpie, I don't think it would be.
None of the butterflies. I mean, those wings are...
The butterfly wingspans are too...
Yeah,
I think the
they're
butterfly
too
wings
big.
are all too big.
Yeah.
So, Leviani, I don't think it could be.
No, not at all. Wow, this is a good question.
It actually is. Even with the hint that it's a bug type.
Yeah,
I know,
even with
right?
the
I'm
hint,
doing this one for free.
it's-
I give you that for free because I don't think you would get it otherwise. I don't
Yeah,
think you would
this is a
otherwise.
great question.
I don't think it would be Grubbin. Little Grubin.
Oh, yeah. What about the...
What about Blipbug? Like, I don't think the
I was
Ladybug's
just
that
thinking...
big.
I was just thinking, and its evolution... Well,
It doesn't have wings, so that helps.
Right.
Like, Venipede is significantly shorter than Scolipede, so that's out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
I'm going to need an answer here, guys.
I'm not against trying Blipbug just because it doesn't have a wingspan.
Yeah, let's go with Lip, because I really can't think of any other.
Blipbug is correct.
Wow, man, Sid, you are in a roll, bro.
It is 0.4 meters tall, and it does not change for Dottler or for Orbeetle at all.
Huh. I wouldn't have expected Dollar to be that size, too.
Yeah, right? Isn't that silly? They just don't
I
get
knew
taller.
Orbeetle was... I remembered Orbeetle was kind of small, so it's like...
Yeah,
it
it's
has
like
a chance,
strikingly
right?
small. It's like strikingly small. All right, so we're going to go ahead. You guys are 2 for 2. Your next question is your Pokedex entry question. And if you get it right on the first one, you get 2 points. If you don't, you get another hint, and you can get it for 1 point. Let's see if you can get 2 here, though. This one is going to be from Zay Paladin. Its Pokemon Shield entry reads, "It's a brutish Pokemon that loves to battle. It will crash itself into any foe that approaches its nest. Who's that Pokemon?"
Loves battle. It has a nest. Thinking bird Pokemon.
Yeah, it could be a bird. It could be like a mammal. Maybe Braviary? I could see Braviary being a little fighty bird.
Yes. What was the... There was, what about Volpe?
I don't see that as being as aggressive as like a Braviary.
Okay. What other bird Pokemon? I mean, Pharaoh and Spearow are pretty aggressive.
They're not in Shield.
But they're not in Shield, I was just gonna say. So from Braviary and... Yeah, Braviary, you would think that that's basically it? No other chance of anyone? Other?
I would say Braviary and then see what the second entry is. Like,
Okay. Then let's go with that, Braviary.
Braviary is unfortunately incorrect. So your next entry is going to be from Pokemon Diamond. The
okay,
entry
so it's
reads,
a Gen 4 Pokemon. Or before.
the entry reads, "It's a ruffian that uses its pincers to pick up and toss out other Pokemon from its pond."
So not a bird Pokemon.
It sounds buggy, but it also needs to be in water? Huh.
What lives in... Oh, wait, what about this, the water bug?
Does it have pincers? Does Masquerade have pincers?
No, not Masquerade. Not that one, the other one. The
Glissobon's nowhere. It's
right.
too late.
It's not in.
Yeah.
It's too.
It's not Gen 4
you're right.
before.
I forgot. Yeah. Pincers, nest, pond. So it's not a crab because there's.
Oh wait, it could be like Crawdaunt, right?
But said a lake, right? So do we?
I thought it was pond.
It's a pond.
So I
pond. It's pond.
I don't think
Crawdonts are
crabs
freshwater.
live.
Crawdonts are freshwater.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you actually catch them on that route in the little ponds right next to Mauville.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Okay, I went to.
Why am I helping
to
you?
Meta.
What am I...
Right. Why? No, I mean, I don't question it. I'm actually enjoying it, but I appreciate it.
No, I was arguing that they're freshwater. It's fine.
Yeah. Just correcting my science. That's how you bait Thatch. You say incorrect science, and he cannot.
So do you want to say
for the life of him, he can't stop himself from correcting you. So that's how you get info from Thatch.
Crawdonts seem aggressive enough.
Yeah.
Oh, is that your final answer?
Yeah, I think so.
Crawdon's correct. You guys get a point for that. All right, so you guys are 3 for 3. Your next question is going to be worth up to 3 points for you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and give you this question from Nintendo Jones. There's 8 answers here. You can get up to 3 points.
Sorry, that made me chuckle.
You can get up to 3 points. And wait, no, I'm not going to give you this one, actually. This one's going to be from Zachary. And this one's got 5 answers. You get 1 point for each answer you give me. So all 5 will just give you like bonus points.
Are they all ice types?
It's kind of about ice types. But there are 5 Pokemon lines that are not ice type, but learn Ice Shard. What are they?
Huh.
There are 5
Pokemon lines. 5 Pokemon that are not
just 5 Pokemon
ice.
/ lines. So it could be like the full line. So if like a Pokemon evolves and learns it just counts as 1.
Species.
But like
5 species.
There could be like a Pokemon that evolves into an ice type that has Ice Shard, but it's not ice type until it evolves.
Okay.
I think we want the hint.
Oh yeah, you do have a hint. Okay, so 2 of these are Gen 1 Pokemon. 2 of these are Gen 2 Pokemon, and 1 of these is a Gen 8 Pokemon. I will say that 3 of them are water types. One of them is a normal type.
Shelter is probably one of them.
One of them is a normal type, and the other one is a ground type.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure Shelter is probably one of them.
Right, are you locking Shelter in?
I think we can lock Shelter in.
Shelter is correct. That's one. You only need 3 of these, by the way, and then you get it all.
So another Gen 1 Pokemon. Do you think Seal gets it? I don't know.
He might.
Dugong's a bit slow. I could see it not getting Ice Shard.
That is true. It is a priority move.
It would probably qualify.
Yeah. What other Gen 1 Pokemon, just in case, that are not ice, that could learn the Ice Shard? Yeah, I can't think of any other than Seal.
I'm going to need another answer, guys.
Seal makes the most sense, so we'll try Seal.
Seal is correct. That's 2. You only need 1 more.
Okay, so there's 2 Johto? Or 2
Gen 2? 2 Johto Pokemon, and then a Gen 8 Pokemon. You still have 1 water type left. You still have the normal type and the ground type left.
The normal type that learns Ice Shard.
Oh.
It's
Smeargle's not it, right?
The answer is
not
Smeargle,
by natural.
It is Smeargle.
Okay.
It is Smeargle.
It is Smeargle? Yeah. Oh, wow.
Smeargle gets everything. It's fine.
Smeargle gets everything. So that's your 3. You get all the points. The other 2 you were missing. Sabaline gets it. What?
Oh.
Right. Interesting.
Who runs a physical... Okay.
Nobody.
Sure.
Nobody. And the other one that is actually somewhat useful is Donphan. The Donphan line.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Donphan
gets
I didn't
weird.
even...
Yeah,
weird
that
coverage.
does get real weird.
Donphan's one of my favorite Pokemon. It is one of my favorite Pokemon.
Honestly, it's one of my, Pokemon that I've ignored for the longest time, but throughout time it has grown on me greatly, where I now put it up top. Where, I love that Pokemon.
It was my first natural shiny in, Heart Gold.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Oh, you lucky. That's awesome. Yeah, I love it. I secretly wish Donphan would have an evolution. That would be like a giant elephant, but,
Hey, now it's possible, so.
Pick me elephants are cute, too.
You guys are 6 for 4, so you guys can get 7 here.
Yeah.
Your question is going to be from Rhydon Rocks. What is the electric type with the highest base special defense?
Oh.
It is not very high.
Ampharos?
I default to Ampharos for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I said. Mega Ampharos.
Yeah. They aren't especially bulky. Even defensively, electric types are not bulky.
That's the only bulky electric type that I can think of that it's non-pseudo-legendary.
The other one that comes... Yeah, that's where I'd go.
Mega Ampharos?
Yeah.
Mega Ampharos is correct.
Woof! I was helpful!
Let's go.
Mega Ampharos has a base special defense of 110. The next highest, believe this, is all of the Rotom forms with 107.
Oh, wow!
Then Raikou and Zekrom follow that up with base 100.
I was wondering where Zekrom was. So
Right.
That was one I was thinking
Mega
of.
Ampharos wins, though, and then, so, like, the highest one in Sword and Shield is just straight up Rotom forms. It has the highest special defense of all electric types. Isn't that insane to think about?
That is insane to think about, especially since it's already dead.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So you guys got 7 points today, though. So good for you.
Nice.
Good for you. I don't know where that puts you. I think there's only one person on the board.
Oh,
nope, I lied. Oh, or I forgot to reset it. One of the two. I forget who was on last week. It was probably Seth, which is very possible. So that puts you guys in second place. I apologize. We've got in first place, we've got Seth Bila with 8 points. And in second place, we have our Sigma and Jushiro tied with 7.
Yeah.
Everybody else has yet to get on the board. All right, so that's going to be it for PoCo's Poke Quiz. We are going to kick it on over now, guys, to the topic. Hey, would you like a green Tauros badge? Well, you can have one. If you come over to our Patreon at patreon.com/PuclPodcast, we are going to be giving them out once we hit $850. We're going to be giving those to every patron at the $10 plus tier. Because we love you guys. We'd love to see this project made. Of course, if we hit any other thresholds on the way there, such as $800 for the week-long giveaways to the community, that would also happen as well. So if you'd be interested in getting a green Tauros badge, feel free. Come on over. If you can't support the show, don't worry about it. You just listening is enough for us. So until then, though, guys, I'm Thatch, and I'll catch you guys on the flip-flop. And welcome to the topic. Our topic today is going to be Pokemon that didn't receive evolutions in Gen 1 yet for some reason or anything.
Or anything.
Well, I don't know. It feels like a really bad... I don't know. This topic hurts me in a lot of ways. Because I do want to see these Pokemon like get something, but at the same time I don't, because I'm kind of over the Gen 1 nostalgia hype, right? Mm-hmm. Like, Gen 8 was definitely a boiling point, and I think they did great with Legends Arceus and, like, pretty much kicking Gen 1 to the curb.
I mean, there was still a little bit of Gen 1. Like, we had Cleaver.
Yes.
And Voltorb.
Both those were fine. It was, like, festooned in instead of being like, hey, here... Like, even in Sword and Shield, I feel like we got a lot of Gen 1 regionals. Like, you're looking at Mr. Mime. We got another Meowth for whatever reason. Farfetch'd. And you also got...
Weezing, the birds. I like the birds. Weezing is actually good now, so you know.
Yeah, right. I don't hate it. I just at the same time I'm just like, have we beaten this horse enough yet?
No, the answer is no.
You know what?
And I tell you why. Because if everyone wanted megas, everyone can want regionals too.
No, I think regionals are a great idea. I don't think. Well, we'll definitely get regionals because it's an idea that's just such a winner that there's no reason to not do it. But I think it's interesting to think about what they could do with the Pokemon, I guess. Because, I mean, we've gotten like Z-moves and Gigantamax forms that are exclusive to certain Pokemon. And
none of them are exciting.
Yeah, well, Z-moves weren't. Megas were. Gigantamax, no, I don't think Gigantamax was exciting at all, actually. But
yeah.
They're just like, how can we make it Mega Evolution without making it Mega Evolution? And they just missed the mark.
We want all Pokemon to be equal, except for these Gigantamax Pokemon.
Except for these other Pokemon that are not equal.
Charizard must be better. It is required.
We need Charizard form number 4, please. And I am very frustrated by that. To be fair, though, I think a lot of us who have played the game forever since like its inception can feel some love for some of these Pokemon that we just haven't seen get really anything for a very long time. And while we're sitting on the sidelines watching our other Pokemon get stuff. And there are a lot of Pokemon that haven't gotten anything since like Gen 4 or even Gen 2 in this list. Yeah. In the list of like Pokemon that have gotten things. Because like maybe they got an evolution in Gen 2 or Gen 4 when they were just like adding them like crazy. Because Gen 2 is really Gen 1, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. Awesome's always been there. It's fine.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Gen 1 was just like, I think Gen 1's a beta for what Gen 2 is. Because Gen 2 was what they like wanted the ultimate Pokemon game to be at the time of making Gen 1. And so I see that as like one complete package in Thatch's Pokemon fandom. But I do look at a lot of. I mean, Blossom should have gotten a Alolan form. I'm just saying, or at least have been in Alola. That would have been cool.
It confounds me the same as Greninja not being in Pokemon Legends.
Yeah, it's so confusing. You have like these thematically perfect Pokemon, and you're just like, yeah, but what if not?
Yeah, but what if we actually don't do anything with them?
Right. So the one that I really like, I mean, looking at this list, there's a list of, I guess, 45-ish Pokemon that didn't get anything yet in Gen 1, which is a good chunk, actually.
It is about a third.
Good for you not desecrating the entire thing yet, Game Freak. Like, I'm really proud of you.
I give them time.
Thank you for not desecrating everything yet. I mean, there's a few here that I think would be really good to give things to, and like, you know, we've talked about it obviously on the show before. But one, I think, like, so you're looking at the list. I think Tauros is a great candidate. Tauros is the only one that actually hasn't gotten, like, diddly squat in terms of anything.
Tauros is the one Pokemon that exists that I would be okay with getting a baby form.
Same.
Well, yeah, I think you feel that way because of Miltank.
Yes.
Calf. I want a calf Pokemon.
I hate when babies are added to Pokemon lines, except when they tie two together.
To be fair, they haven't done that since Gen 4, really, with the exception of, like, Toxel.
Toxel, yeah.
I think Toxel's the only baby Pokemon that's been added since Gen 4.
But it's also a baby Pokemon that came with an evolution. So
yes.
It's like,
Right.
It's not an added later baby Pokemon like Mime Jr.
No. They haven't done it since Gen 4, which is okay with me. I like the idea when they first put baby Pokemon in. Like, I really like the idea of, like, Magby and Elekid and stuff like that.
Magby and Elekid worked. I felt worse for the Pokemon that got it that already had two forms because it meant that you never were going to see the, like, Wigglytuff evolve. Right?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I understand. I really do like the idea for, I don't know, I like the idea of a few of these Pokemon just getting something, or honestly just coming back, because I love that Pokemon Legends has kind of opened us up just to get pure evolutions again. I hope that continues. I hope Gen 8 just, like, kicks Eviolite to the curb. Like, I hope Gen 8 just doesn't let Eviolite come back.
I would be okay if we just removed Eviolite.
We can remove Eviolite.
We can. Big proponent of it. Love it. Get rid of it. Sorry.
There are two things I would love to see from Gen 8 competitively. One, when you call the decks, don't bring back Incineroar if you're going to keep starters out like you did this time. Like, no, I'm being honest, because, like, I
agree. Like, it is absurdly good.
You heard it here, guys. Thatch is asking for a Dexit. You heard it here first.
No. My assumption is that Dexit still exists. If Dexit doesn't exist, all for it. That's fine. I'd rather have that scenario than a Dexit scenario. But if we're going to have Dexit, and you're not going to bring back starters like you did in Gen 8, which is still confusing to me, whatever, I would love to see
Incineroar taken out?
Incineroar taken out, yes. Because Incineroar coming back 3 months into VGC
was awful.
With
a better move pool, too.
Yeah, right? It's insane. And they're just like, what if we took that thing that had 90% usage and made it even better? And it's just like, no, stop. I just don't want to see Incineroar, guys. That's all. The things that I do want to see, I want to see, like, in the list of Pokemon that haven't been touched, you know?
But by the way, should we go through the list real quick?
Yeah, let's go through the list. Let's go
go through the list. These are the lists compiled by Sigma. Was this you?
Yeah, I put it together.
Yeah. This is a nice list. This is a nice resource. We should put this on the Discord somewhere.
It really does. So he gave us a nice Excel sheet with all the Gen 1s and whether or not they've had evolutions, baby, regionals, megas, and Gmax. And he was able to filter out all the Pokemon that had been tampered with in some way and left those that nothing has been done with them since Gen 1. So in that list includes, and I'm going to go with species, so real quick.
Well, just do evolutions line.
Right, Spear and Pharaoh. We got Ikens and Arbok. We got the Nido lines, both the Queen and the King. We got Paras and Parasect, other than being,
terrors?
Nuisances, yeah.
Yeah, being arch villains in the Pokemon Legend Arceus that want to throw fists every time they see you a mile away.
They are unnecessarily aggressive.
I sometimes feel they're gonna take their claws off and throw them in the floor and just hit at you with their fists because they're so aggressive.
They're barely alive anyway, right?
So we need hockey. We need a hockey player meme of Paras and Parasect now.
Yeah, man. We got Venonat and Venomoth. We got Psyduck and Golduck, Mankey and Primate. We got Bellsprout line. We got Tentacruel. We got the Dodrio line. Dewgong and Seal, Shelter and Cloyster, Drowsy and Hypno, Goldeen, Seeking, Starmie and Staryu. We just spoke about Taurus. We do have the ever eternal, ever permanent, and ever abused Ditto. We got Ammonite and Amistar, Kabuto and Kabutops. We got Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite, and then finally Mew.
Technically, Mew had a Z move.
Yeah, Mew had a Z move.
But also it was a Z move, so I'm going to let it stay on the list.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this list, though, there's like a few that stand out to me. But mostly because one, we've talked about a couple of them on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first one that stands from the show that we've talked about that I kind of just want to knock out, Tentacool and Tentacruel will be really cool for a Fire Water regional this time around because of the stinging jellyfish. But we talked about that. Tauros also should get a fire type deal because they actually have this thing in Spain. I don't know how to describe it other than like running with the bulls, but like redneck edition, where they literally strap like flammable balls of material to the horns of a bull and then light them on fire and then just let it run through the street and you have to dodge it.
Yeah, that does sound amazing, except that the whole practice is kind of frowned upon, and I don't know if...
Yes.
And if anything, I would guess if there's...
It's a horrible practice.
Yeah, if there's a region where that actually might happen, it might be in the new region since it's based on Spain.
Yes.
Which would be very thematic, so maybe we expect something to come out of Taurus. But that's a good one. I do like it. It's just that I don't know if they're gonna do it.
I expect a lot out of Tauros in this gen. If anything, just for like Matadors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tauros makes thematic sense to get something.
Tauros will be in Scarlet and Violet. That is my prediction. I do believe it should be a regional. And whatever it is, we can get a new badge out of it for Puckle, so it works out. Which
comes to think why is Buffalo not a regional for Taurus, but
because it was before regionals.
It was before regionals existed.
Yeah.
Gen 5 has a lot of analogs.
Yeah, Gen 5 could have been fixed real bad with regionals.
Right.
Gen 5 wanted regionals to exist, but they didn't. Okay.
So one line that I would love to see something going on with is the Mankey Primate line.
That's what I was going to say. Yes.
It deserves an evolution.
That line is my favorite pure fighting type line out of any pure fighting type line.
And I wish it would stick with just pure fighting, but give us something. I refrain myself from saying like a gorilla since we've had a couple of gorillas since then. We've had the final evolution of the most recent starter, and we've had if some people might consider the Slavkov.
Yeah,
the final evolution. Vigor, if he's a gorilla.
I think the only way to really go forward with Primate is you have to do regional with it, unfortunately, I think.
Oh, no third evolution?
I think you have to. I don't think there's anything original to like just make it a fighting type. If you do something, I would love to see it evolve and then get a secondary typing, kind of like the Ursaluna situation.
Mm-hmm.
Where you'd get like Fighting Ground or something like that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because there's really, I don't know. I also think Ursaluna isn't that cool, but that's just Thatch.
I don't think it's very cool either.
I think Ursaluna was like a real big misstep for a lot of reasons, but it's okay.
Weirder was more okay.
I was super excited for it, and then when I finally wasn't that great.
Ursaluna's Weirdear's cool though. Weirdear's the way to go.
I mean, if we really want to push into the Mankey, the fact that it's a monkey, we could have like a grass fighting. Because it goes on trees and stuff like that, and it hangs on trees, and that would be pretty awesome too.
Oh, I'd be okay with that. I don't want more grass fighting right now though, because they just like flooded us with that for no reason.
So it has chains, right? So what if it used those chains as a weapon and was like a steel
fighting steel?
Oh, there we go. We got a winning idea.
Like it's unshackled and
I'm into it.
I'm into that.
I'm here for it.
Yes, very good.
Here for it.
There
we go. We fixed it.
One I was looking at, Dewgong.
Dewgong needs all the love.
Dewgong could get an evolution.
Definitely can.
Imagine a narwhal.
It will frustrate Whimsicott to no end, but I'm in for it. Because it's a species that evolves into a different species, and that's not really thematical. But hey, I'm in for it.
We've had plenty of that. It's fine.
I'm okay with it. No, the one that like gets me is that Psyduck and Golduck have gotten nothing yet.
That is true.
No. So if you look at like every regional decks, at some point, Psyduck
it's always there.
Golduck, it's always there.
Always there.
Well, you know why it's there, right?
Because it's Masuda's favorite.
It's Masuda's favorite Pokemon, yeah. And so,
oh, I did not know that. That's awesome.
It'll make it there eventually. That's the rule about a Psyduck.
That's the rule of Psyduck, is that it will be there, because like it wasn't in base Sword and Shield, because like I was looking at Dexit and I go, if Psyduck's there, I'm gonna be a little mad, Masuda. And so Psyduck wasn't in base Sword and Shield. But then first DLC, who's there? Psyduck.
It's hilarious.
You can't have a Pokemon game without Psyduck.
But what could we do with do we give him a third? Should they give him a third evolution? Should they give him a regional?
Either could work.
Golduck could just get Psychic type, or you finally let Golduck evolve into a Water Psychic type. One of the two.
Mm-hmm.
I could see a world where you can make them a different type as well. Like maybe they could be like flying at some point. They could actually fly. Well, Psyduck could fly.
Yeah.
It needs to compete with Ducklet and Quaxley.
I really am upset that Weepinbell doesn't have a Sunstone evolution.
Yeah.
Like Gloom, because then Gloom gets all the love, and
Victory Bell's just there.
Yeah, and there were plans for it in like the data mine from the Space World demo.
Yeah, nothing like a Bellsprout with bell bottoms.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the idea, and you could have like, I don't know. I always liked Bellsprout more than I liked Oddish, design wise, but everybody's just like, Oddish is cute. He looks like a little planter.
Yeah.
And
Bellsprout's adorable too.
I think Bellsprout's cool. I think Bellsprout is really, really cool.
I mean, Victory Bell's a monster, but
yes.
we
gave Weepinbell a Sunstone. I don't know. I would love to see get a split evolution there. I think that would be. I mean, it maybe not with a Sunstone at this point, but something else. Though they've kind of shown that they just don't care and they like to retcon things anyway. So
yeah.
So maybe we could just do it. I would love for them just not to care. Part of me, like 5 years ago, probably would have cared about the consistency. Now I'm just like, you know what? Do whatever you think's cool.
They threw it out the window. They're like, starters get regionals, but not all the starters in that generation get them at the same time.
Yeah, they threw a lot out the window.
Can get regionals. Evolutions can just happen again. It's like, okay, cool.
And then it started with Sword and Shield anyway, because they're just like, location-based evolution? Nah.
Except for that stupid Yamask.
Yes. That was dumb. That was really... Galarian Yamask was stupid.
That was a mistake. I don't know why they were like, let's give everything that evolved in the electric area Thunderstone evolutions, and then let's make Yamask.
I think the better way to do the Yamask evolution like that was... Well, the reason they do those things now is because they want to like up the Google search history, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think it's honestly just a social thing. I mean, they've been doing it since Gen 6, really.
Wait, explain that again.
Oh, because if you have a really hard evolution and you know the Pokemon evolves and you don't know how to do it, people are Googling Pokemon Sword and Shield, how to evolve, right? And so it's helping the SEO for the game just to like make it more prolific while the game's hot. And so it's essentially just like a snowball of just like, oh, Pokemon stuff's all over the place. And then you have all those outlets that are just like report on how to do the evolution because they want it to happen. So everybody's talking about Sword and Shield. So it's just becoming, it inserts into the zeitgeist a little bit more efficiently.
It's kind of rough if you ever want to look for anything specific, because if you ever try to look for anything about Sword and Shield, you get a million different results based on like, this is how you raid. It's like, I didn't want that.
Yeah, but that's essentially what they're trying to do. They did it with Inkay because you have to like flip over the 3DS. There was probably one in Gen 7 that was ridiculous.
Crabrawler. Obviously Crabrawler.
Crabrawler was ridiculous.
Like, you had it all game and you're like, why is this not evolved yet?
I hated that.
And why was it?
Because you couldn't get it till Victory Road.
Until Victory Road. You have to be it has to evolve in the hail. They
kind of fixed into Ultra Sun and Moon, but...
Yeah, it was so dumb.
I guess it would have worked for Grubbin's evolution, too, because of how late you could get that. And they fixed that in Ultra, too.
It was dumb. It was absolutely dumb.
Now, going back to the Pokemon that we wish that they do something more, we are thinking that they might do something. One line that it's been one of my favorites for the longest time, and I'm also surprised they haven't done much with it. It's the Staryu Starmie line.
Mm-hmm.
That's because it's already perfection, Jushiro. Okay,
it is really good.
It's actually really good. Like, what would you do to that to make it better? And the answer is nothing. Okay,
nothing. But what Pokemon has always been about doing things better, as we see some evolutions are always better than their previous ones. We can thank Eevee with that.
I'm okay with learning how they mess it up. Okay,
exactly.
What if we made it like Rock Fairy as a regional?
That would be interesting. I'd be into it.
That would be really cool offensive typing on a fast Pokemon.
I would be into it.
I like that. Yeah.
I'm
like
into it.
Stab Power Gem, Stab Dazzling Gleam. Like, I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. Yeah,
make it an actual shooting star that falls in the sea or something like that.
Oh, Stab Meteor Beam. Oh.
I'm really surprised they haven't done anything with the Nidoqueen or Nidoking line. I'm really surprised.
I'm surprised and yet also not surprised.
Right? It's a complicated nonsense mess. Yeah.
I mean, what else can you do there?
You could just change the type.
They're their own regional. I mean, they have two versions.
I'm also like not super worried about types because I'm really banking on my prediction of like Spectrum type change to be like the whole gimmick in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, because they did make it two colors that are on two opposite ends of the color spectrum. And they've got the little town in the center with all the types around it. And I'm banking on like temporary type changes being the gimmick this gen.
Okay.
Which I think is more exciting than Dynamax. But
oh, for sure.
I think Dynamax had a nice spectacle to it for like the first console game.
Maybe. I think Max Raids were very good.
Max Raids were better.
They had a lot of potential. Like raid battles had a bunch of potential that I think was squandered because we didn't have enough things like Zeraora and making the NPCs purposely just awful.
Yeah,
which doesn't make any sense to me because you should be allowed to solo. Like, I hate that Pokemon Sword and Shield is going to essentially lock you out of like 5-star raids when the game gets old.
Right. Unless they update and make those characters better. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really frustrating to me in that sense. But it is what it is, I guess.
It is definitely what it is. And Ditto.
Ditto doesn't need anything. Don't give Ditto. What would you do to Ditto to make it not Ditto?
Well, what do we already do to Ditto would be the question.
I use its properties to do things that I need to do.
That's a nice way of doing it.
They had the fun pun going in the Gold Silver beta where it was like metal Metamon or something like that.
Yeah.
And it has all those metal powders that go with it,
yes.
like hold item wise.
Yeah.
Like if you do anything with it, you do something steel type. Maybe you do a steel type Ditto, I don't know.
I feel like we already have that in Meltan, kind of, though.
Right.
Which is a Pokemon that shouldn't exist, but that's whatever. That's a different story.
Right.
Give Meltan an evolution, please, Gen 9.
Yeah, let it evolve.
Like, let it evolve in-game.
Right.
I hate that it's locked to Pokemon Go, because say Pokemon Go, like, goes the way of Harry Potter Go. What do you do with Meltan?
I mean, I assume they have to, like, update, again, the game to adjust that.
Literally just make it a Thunderstone.
I don't see why not.
Mm-hmm. Dragonite I would be okay with them touching at some point. Oh yeah, that was another thing they broke this gen was Pseudo Legends can get regionals. Thanks, Gudra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the Goo's adorable, but, you know, Dragonite could be a cool fairy type. I think.
Dragon Fairy, that's interesting.
I am very surprised they haven't done something cool with Dragonite, actually, because like Dragonite's definitely one of those like very, I don't know. I mean, we touched like Articuno, right? We should touch.
Right.
We should make Dragonite something. Fairy Dragon would be cool, just like Fairy Dragon.
Dragonite's gotten to benefit from the last 2 generations of battle gimmicks, so I can understand why we didn't need to touch it. It's like, turns out Flynium Z and...
Yeah, Max Airstream's really good. It turns out we keep accidentally giving flying type things good things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got the benefit from that the past 2 generations, so it's been okay being untouched.
Yeah. And it's probably going to happen again with our Spectrum type change, okay? Our Spectrum type change is going to make... everybody's just going to do the flying type one, okay?
I also wouldn't, like, be upset if they just gave Dragonair a different evolution.
Ah, swell, yeah.
Like, if they gave it a split evolution, I would be here for it, because it to Dragonite doesn't make as much sense, and it's like
I honestly think much of early Pokemon was designed way differently. Like Gen 1 Pokemon would, like I definitely believe the theories that Venomoth is where Butterfree should be.
Yeah, me too.
I believe that was a swap that they decided to make later on because they're just like, that one looks too mothy. We want something a little bit cuter at the beginning, so they swapped in Butterfree instead of Venomoth, which makes sense because they do, like, Metapod to Venomoth makes more sense than, and Venonat to Butterfree makes more sense. But
with, like, slightly different colorations. But
yeah, design-wise, they make more sense.
Same with the Dragonite Gyarados swap, too.
Well, I don't know if it was a Dragonite Gyarados swap,
but something similar.
Well, I think it was actually a Charizard Dragonite swap. That's my opinion. Oh, is that it was a Charizard Dragonite swap, to some extent, or they were like maybe Dragonite and Charizard were two Pokemon that were designed at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I imagine it's something very similar to that picture that floats around the internet where you see like the Blaziken and Latias that were combined at one point. And then they were split into two Pokemon. I wonder if it was a situation like that, where Dragonair was supposed to evolve into some combination of Charizard and Dragonite.
But then they took like the derpy side and gave it to Dragonair, and they took the badass side and gave it to Charizard.
Yes, something like that makes sense to me.
Right.
It just makes sense to me that is what happened, but I'm not entirely certain if that's true or not.
Right. Well, if there's something that Dragonair could evolve to, and I would guess would be that I would like to see would be a Leviathan style Pokemon. Long snake, water based, right? Give it that dragon water maybe typing because it's a sea snake, and I think that would be an awesome alternative evolution, maybe a regional evolution for Dragonair, and good typing. Dragon water is always welcome.
Yeah, that's true. Dragon water is usually good typing to have.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now Mew.
What about Hypno?
What do we do with the first Mew? Oh, Hypno too, yeah.
Hypno. Yeah. Drowsy needs something, and I don't know where you can go from Hypno.
I want it to be not as creepy. That's all. Like, maybe not yellow. I don't want it to be yellow either.
The third evolution would be like in prisoner garb.
Hypno's just so creepy. Like, I don't know what you do with its design. It's just this weird thing with a massive nose and like a furry collar. Yeah,
it's a hypnosis guy. I mean,
it's real creepy.
Real creepy. Well, maybe push onto that and make it creepier. Maybe add that ghost typing, make it ghost psychic, and or ghost dark, and I'm sorry, psychic dark, and make it real creepy.
I would be okay with that, and then you could just make it like dark Hypno, like,
and give it dark void, because why not?
You know what? Hypno deserves that. Hypno deserves that.
Yeah.
Even though dark void's been nerfed to hell and back, so
you know what? Give it Darkrai's ability too. Why not?
Yeah, make him the monster Kia.
You know what? Make him a reasonable Darkrai. There we go. We just made it like
you go. Yeah.
We just want Darkrai Hypno stats on Darkrai. That's all we want.
Yeah.
Just give it a Morpheus style name, like maybe Morphno or.
I'm really okay with that actually. And then you just make it run. You make it run. What's it called? You make it run Hypnosis instead, and that's very reasonable, I think. Yeah, I'm okay with this. You know what? This is the best idea we've had all day.
Give it a signature item that boosts Hypnosis's
like a pendulum
up to 85.
Oh no, 70. Make it boosted to 70.
75. Make it sleep powder.
To be fair, the nerfs we've gotten to sleep very recently, I think, are very reasonable. Like, I really like the way sleep works in Gen 8. It is nerfed it to the point that it is reasonable.
I mean, it's broken on a split move, right? Like, if it's multi-target, sleep is dumb still. Make Dark Void single target. Like, let's just take away multi-target from it, and we can give it back its 80% accuracy. How about that?
Yeah,
that is true. I love that idea. With good old Hypno. Goldeen Seeking.
Wait, how did that make it into base Sword and Shield, by the way?
How does it make it everywhere? Like, they're so bad.
It's not even good. Like, the only thing that's interesting about it is that it has Lightning Rod.
Well, the way that I can make it more exciting is like, why don't we make a third evolution and make it
good?
What's it called? Well, yes, but make it this Japanese fish, the koa.
The koi?
Koi. Make it a koi. Yeah,
it is a koi. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Magikarp's name is Koi King.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's already kind of a koi because all a koi is a very particular. It's a particular type of carp, and that's what a goldfish is.
Right. Okay.
A koi is literally just a very expensive goldfish.
I never saw the koi on the Seeking until now.
Yeah. It's already kind of a koi. I mean, you could make it magical and make it like water fairy or something, I guess, but I don't know. Honestly, I'm all for just seeing what they come up with in regards, because they will take at least like 1 or 2 Pokemon from that list, I think.
Right.
I think they
2,
will.
maybe 3. Maybe a couple will get like a new, like Lapras got this gen. It's like you get to use the new mechanic. And Machamp. And Kingler.
Wait, what did we get rid of? Babies. I was like, where did Clefairy go? Because honestly, Clefairy just needs to not have access to soft-boiled anymore. And
that's a mechanic change.
Yes. Can we just get soft-boiled to not be a move? We called some moves, right? Let's call that one.
Right.
Make it Chansey exclusive in the same way that Dark Void is.
Yes, I'm okay with that, actually.
Right.
I'd be okay with that.
And then to round out things, we got the fossils from Gen 1. We got Ammonite and Amistar and Kabuto and Kabutops. Now, what could you do for prehistoric Pokemon that is not just giving them a primal form?
Like, maybe one day we'll remove rock type and give it a secondary typing. Like, these are modern day fossils or something.
Or you could do the... I would like to see the thing where you could, like, mix up the traditional fossils in the way that we mixed up the fossils in Gen 8. Yeah.
Give them Galar forms.
No.
Kind of where you're like, so like you have like half of a Helix fossil and like half of whatever the one Archon's from. You stick them together.
No. I'm gonna stop you right there. Because the fossil, I those who listen to me in the TCG and those who know me a long time know that I have a special place in my heart for fossil Pokemon. Some of them are my favorite. I mean, my last playthrough through Sword and Shield was with exclusively fossil Pokemon. I love them that much. However, the newer ones itch and scratch and my brain to no end because I can't have them. I need the complete versions. I don't like this half and half thing. I hate it. It just puts me so in a bad mood. I don't know. Maybe it's my ODS or something in my brain that's just ticking, but I just don't like that we have incomplete and we only have half Pokemon that we're just put them together, and that's not how it works, or it should work. But I see the allure of it, I guess. What I do ask, and I've been asking for a long time, is give me a Jurassic Park Safari Zone.
If anything, what I would like to see out of the fossils is probably not even like a regional. I would love to be able to see the forms of fossil Pokemon before they became fossil Pokemon.
Right, the true versions.
I think it would remove a lot of the rock typing, because I don't think all of them should be rock typing, right? Like,
like Kabutops could be water, steel, or water
exactly. Bug. Like, hey, they can purify the fossils even more or something like that. You know,
right?
I'd be interested in that.
I feel like Omastar would still be rock.
Yeah, probably, but I don't know. I would just still like to see something like that. I don't know.
Right.
Just throwing it out there. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go through like the whole list, but I guess we accidentally almost did, with the exception of...
We almost did.
Yeah, we almost did.
We didn't talk about Dodrio, but that's fine.
I'm okay with that.
Dodrio's a fine Pokemon. That's all we need to know about it.
Yep. But this is a good place to stop. So we'll go ahead and end it here, and then we're going to kick it on over to the Pokemon of the episode. So we will catch you on the flip-flop.
Poke of the episode.
And welcome to the Pokemon of the episode. Our Pokemon of the episode this week is National Dex number 718, Zygarde, the Order Pokemon.
Its Pokemon Sun Pokedex entry reads, its sharp fangs make short work of finishing off its enemies, but it's unable to maintain this body indefinitely. After a period of time, it falls apart.
If that doesn't sound like a typical Zygarde entry, that's because it's 10% and nobody replays it anymore. But especially for VGC, this is a VGC team with the Zygarde 10% on it, which blows my mind in so many ways. So Zygarde 10% is, I mean, it still has the base. It doesn't even have the base stat total of like a normal legendary. So one, this is a double legendary team, right? So you're wasting one of your restricted slots on Zygarde 10%.
It eventually gets a lot of HP, to be fair.
I think they literally are only doing it for they're only doing it for the speed. They have to only be doing it for the speed because that's all it has going for it compared to just like regular Zygarde or Zygarde Complete.
And sadly, it's not even that fast. Like, it's faster than your Poe in Legends, but it ain't touching the Zacian speed, which is sad. It should. Right. It should.
It's going to just get play rough to death. Like, it's really bad. So this is, it's got 54 base HP, which is nothing. 100 base attack, which is okay. It's got 71 defense, 61 special attack, 85 special defense, and 115 speed. Like, there's two things there that are like passable. It's got a base stat total of 486. You're wasting a restricted slot for 486. This is insane to me.
It will transform. It will transform.
Is it power construct? Tell me it's power construct.
It's power construct.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so it's power construct.
So you blast off your fast bulldoze and then you transform.
Or okay.
Your fast glare.
Okay, that's why it's Zygarde 10%. Thank God. Okay. Yeah. Because then you get to go to Zygarde Complete, which is far more reasonable for those of you at home.
I think you transform at the end of the turn, so yeah, you should be able to get your fast move off.
Yes.
So you're faster than your next the next Pokemon on the team, and then
this is important as well. We'll read you the team. You'll understand a little bit why. This is it's got base 216 HP, 100 attack, 121 defense. This is for complete form. 91 special attack, 95 special defense, 85 speed. So this is like a normal Pokemon. It makes perfect sense now. And I understand why they would go with 10% form instead of like leading with complete form or leading with 50% form for this. Well, because you get to go fast, and that's important because on this team we're running the Zygarde with the Focus Sash with Power Construct. He's got 100 HP EVs, 156 attack speed EVs, and then 252 speed with the Jolly Nature because we're going to go fast. Because what we really want to do is click Bulldoze on because we've got a partner who will take the weakness policy hit. But it's running 1,000 arrows as well, Glare, so you can get some para shenanigans going, and Protect. The partner that I was speaking of is Solgaleo, which is a respectable choice as a Pokemon because it only exists to counter Zacian.
It does well with that. It also counters Intimidate.
Yes. It's got Full Metal Body, which is just inner focus, essentially. Or not inner focus.
No, it's Clear Body.
Clear body. It's Clear Body, yep.
You will not lower your stats, which means when Bulldoze hits, you ain't getting slow.
Yeah, you don't get slow, but you get to proc that weakness policy.
Awesome.
Everything else gets slow, though.
Yes.
So
20 HP, 228 attack, 4 defense, 4 special defense, 252 speed, Adamant Nature, Sunseal Strike, Rock Slide, Earthquake, and Protect. And Solgaleo is actually pretty scary in this meta. I think Solgaleo is probably some of the stuff I have the hardest time with. I don't know. Kyogre really comes back and just kind of like smacks it in the face all the time.
I was going to say, just grab a ground.
Well, whenever... it's typically, honest answer is if you bring Zacian Kyogre, you can deal with like 90% of anything you'll ever face in this meta. Okay. Because Kyogre will pretty much hit anything that Zacian can't hit. I think the only Pokemon that really give it a run for its money are Palkia and Dialga. And even then, like only a little bit. Because
still the underdog.
Yeah, well, because Zacian, like the problem is one of them can take out the other, right? And so instead of just being like, oh, Zacian's the main hitter, and you have to be like, oh, I have to conserve Kyogre, and I have to go hard with, I don't know. It's just a different mindset you have to play in. Okay. I've been playing some VGC recently, so like I feel somewhat competent to talk about this. It's a very different thing to do. But take the next two, Sigma, because we get transported back to the year of 2020.
Who wants that?
We have Regigigas, because I'm a fan of Regigigas. We have Life Orb, Slow Start, because we have to, Max Attack, Max Speed, Jolly Nature, Crush Grip, which is a choice. I don't know why we're running Crush Grip over the other normal options.
Crush Grip gives you like a defense drop though, right? Like all the time.
I have no clue what it does because I always see.
No, I'm pretty sure it gives you like a defense drop. I might be thinking of Crush Claw.
Crush Claw.
Crush Grip in Generation 8. In Crush Grip, could not be selected because it was cold because Regigigas didn't exist, and it's a signature move. But Crush Grip has a PP of 5, so the damage is calculated very differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Base power is calculated as 120 times the current HP divided by the max HP of the target. It can be up to 120, but it will get lower.
That seems kind of bad.
Yeah. This is bad, actually. I think they were just like, when you're at full HP, you can smack something real hard, but after that, you can't.
There are better normal attacks.
It gets Body Slam?
Body Slam, or since it's a Regigigas, it's usually going to go big.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's probably what they're also thinking.
You can run Giga Impact.
Yeah, a Giga Impact's probably more reliable, but Crush Grip might actually let you do things like otherwise. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. It's not, it's
odd.
You could have a better normal
It's
move.
Just so weird. It's fine.
You also have High Horsepower and Ice Punch, which are good moves. That is your standard Regigigas package with the Protect. And then you have his buddy, little Galarian Weezing, with a Babiri Berry. And it's neutralizing gas ability, which is what lets Regigigas tick, and what slows down Zacian. So,
yeah. Max
HP, 116 defense, and 140 speed. Bold nature. I'm sure we're outspeeding something here. Probably, my guess would be, what is it? The monkey. Rillaboom.
The Rillaboom. The Rillaboom monkey.
Rillaboom, probably. Like 0 speed Rillaboom. That would be my guess. Because I think Weezing's base 65, so that much speed probably gets it over the 85 home.
It's probably close.
My guess? Something like that.
That's a weird speed tier to try to outrun, but okay.
We got Dazzling Gleam, Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, and Protect. Gotta stop that Trick Room.
Gotta stop that Trick Room. Trick Room all the time. Finish us up, Jushiro.
Yep, completing the team, we got Moltres, the Galar version, with Assault Vest, ability Berserk, EV spread of a 252 HP, 244 special attack, and 12 in speed with a modest nature. It has the Fiery Wrath signature move, Snarl, Sucker Punch, and Air Slash. I assume this is built just to hit hard?
I assume so.
Mm-hmm.
Hit hard and live.
My question is, why the low speed? Just for
maybe it's the other Dynamax target on the team hitting airstreams. Alternative, you also have the next Pokemon with Electro Web, plus it's immune to Bulldoze, so your Zygarde can just keep bulldozing, and it'll probably be fast enough eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Speaking of the next one, then, it's Regieleki. One of my favorite names for a new Pokemon. It has Choice Spec. The ability is Transistor, which I haven't been using Regieleki that much. What does Transistor do?
It's like a Life Orb for
okay.
Electric attacks or something.
Okay, so a built-in Life Orb.
1.5 for electric attacks. It's a boost to electric attacks.
Yeah,
okay.
It's just like, hey, you want your electric attacks to do more damage? Here you go.
There we go. Okay, and the EV spread of 92 HP, 244 special attack, and 172 speed, and modest nature. Its IV and attack, though, needs to be 0, and it has the standard attacks of Thunderbolt, Electro Web, Volt Switch, and Hyper Beam, which is always the sad part of every electrical Pokemon. Its move pool is always kind of lackluster.
Regieleki especially.
It's a special case, but it's even worse.
Wow.
I think it gets normal type moves, electro type moves, and like a couple flying type moves.
Well, okay.
It didn't have many options. They were rare. They played it very safe with Regieleki.
Well, when they decided to like give it a base 200 speed, I feel like that's warranted.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I mean, same with Spectre. They were very careful with Spectre too.
Yes, yes, they were.
And somehow it still got banned from Smogon with that.
Yeah. They did a good job. They did a good job. So that is the Pokemon of the episode team. There will be a Galarian Moltres, shiny Galarian Moltres, maybe later this week on the team for the giveaway. It depends on how quickly it takes them to distribute the gift from this weekend's tournament. They were really fast on the last two, though.
They've been pretty good about it. They came out like the day after the tournament ended, so...
Yeah, so definitely watch out for that. In the meantime, it'll be a regular Galarian Moltres until then. But once it turns shiny, we'll put it in there. There is also, if you're a patron and you're trying to pick up the team, there are still the shiny Articuno and the shiny Galarian Zapdos to grab as well. But on that note, you can check that out. But we're going to kick it on over to the mailbag.
It's mail time! Send in your emails. Mail!
And welcome to the Mailbag. The Mailbag is part of the show where you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com. We typically have a mailbag question for you guys to answer, either in the show notes or at the end of the show here. You can find it. Last week, we asked you guys what you would like to see tweaked in Pokemon. So in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or in a generational change, you can also, you can just write us anything else too, but we typically prioritize emails that will do it. Unfortunately, we can't read them all, but we do appreciate everybody who sends in an email. Your email will get put on to the unread email segment of the server, so you guys can see that on our Discord at pucldiscord.com. Without further ado, though, this segment is brought to you by the energy drink Green Toros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves! Wow, hooves!
That was powerful. And as always, we will give out the Green Toros badge to anybody we deem worthy. Though if you're a patron, you might be able to get them next month, depending on supply chains. I finally got the order in, and they said within like 2 weeks it'll be here. So by May.
Lies.
Yeah, that's what I feel. So keep an eye out. If you are at the, I believe, $10 tier or above domestically in the United States, you can get a Green Toros badge pin. If you're international, we're probably going to have to set up some other kind of deal because shipping international is stupid expensive for no reason.
Yeah.
But without further ado, we've got some emails here. Our first email is going to be from Pokemaster. Hey, Puckle crew, Pokemaster here. How's everyone's Pokemon-filled week been? For me, there hasn't been much Pokemon in my week apart from Piddle, which so far has been going swimmingly. So I've been waiting for a topic like this for quite some time. This email just won't contain little tweaks, but also some which I think could completely change the game. So let's get into it. Graphics. I know some people take the graphics argument way too far, arguing over trees, but I have one major issue with the graphics. 3D. For someone whose first game was Ultra Sun, which I love playing through, for me, the 3D graphics of newer games look very stale, and the models for Pokemon and players look stiff. There is also almost no emotion in them apart from the times when they come out of the Pokeball for following you, or playing with you like in Legends. They look as though their soul has been ripped from their bodies. Reverting to 2D graphics would bring back the joy and soul in traversing the region and uncovering secrets. I think, unfortunately, the genie's out of the bottle on that one.
Yeah, no, we're not, yeah.
I feel like if they wanted to do remakes with 2D, I feel like
I'd be into it. But I would absolutely have been into it for what they did with BDSP if they would have just done 2D.
If they just did sprite work again,
yeah,
like that would have been fine.
Though the battle backgrounds in BDSP look so good.
They do. They look better than they have a right to.
They like the in-battle graphics in BDSP are the highlight of that game for me. Don't take that from me.
Which is a nod on how you don't need to go out of 3D to make successful and beautiful and full of personality. So we don't have. I mean, I don't agree with that little segment where you can push a lot of life into a 3D model.
No, you can't. I think you can.
What you're doing.
Yeah, I don't know that Game Freak does in terms of like facial expressions sometimes.
No, I do agree. I do agree that the main character, they do have that problem that many Nintendo games have, which is the protagonist lacks any emotional or personality.
I think they did a good job in Breath of the Wild. I think in Breath of the Wild's cutscenes.
Right, Link and right. It's much better in that aspect, but it's definitely, I feel it's something that is intended but should no longer be used. Like we no longer need the character to be a blank thing for us to imagine that does. It's okay.
It's a little outdated, right? It's just
It's outdated.
I don't know. Pokemon Sword and Shield tries to do this thing where they try to have a story happen around you as well,
right? Rather
than you participating in it, which is really weird, but. Yeah, and I think the graphics like kind of make you feel that way as well, because like it's just like I don't know, like it's always the Ralph from The Simpsons on the bus meme, right? Every time anything happens in Sword and Shield, it's just like, haha, I'm in danger, you know?
Right. And that dumb face, yeah.
Yeah, because you just like look, you can see Eternatus in the sky, and you're just smiling goofily, like,
right?
It's just
Well, you're being threatened, but your life is being threatened.
You have to save the world, but you're just like goofy. Oh no, Sigma sent a picture of it. Yeah, okay. Yep. There it is. Yep. All right, let's continue the email there. Pokemon Following the Player. Pokemon Following the Player character was one of, if not my favorite features in the game. Bringing your Pokemon closer to you and making it feel more real, bringing more immersion to the player. The first time I experienced something like this was when my Decidueye, which I lovingly nicknamed Little Hooter, don't blame me, I was 11 at the time and I have no clue what it could mean, jumped out of its Pokeball before the Elite Four. I think that moment in particular, though, in Sun and Moon is a lot different.
That was really cool.
That was a good moment, though.
Like, I realized that 3DS probably couldn't have made following Pokemon a thing in the 3D environment, but I think the Elite Four, your starter coming out, was very cute.
Yes.
Yeah.
The catching. The way catching is used in Legends Arceus is one of the most aversive ways to catch and battle Pokemon. Being able to catch Pokemon without entering battle, and even when you do it, it transitions smoothly from place A to B. I don't think... So they've confirmed they're not doing Legends Arceus catching in Scarlet and Violet, which I'm okay with, but it does look like they're doing the more fluid battles, which I think will make life a lot easier.
Yes, good.
Where the camera doesn't really, like, you don't have the cutscene, right?
Yeah, you
just get into battle.
It doesn't load a battle. Yeah. It doesn't load a battle scene. It just is the battle scene there.
The battle scene just starts, and you can just, throw the Pokeball that way, which I think, because, like, you just grab a quick ball, chuck it, and do essentially the same thing.
Right. And I can see why they would do that to keep it more in the mechanics of an RPG.
Yes.
Where Legend of Arceus is more the mechanics of an action-adventure.
Yes, and which is fine with me. I'm okay with that being two separate things, as long as they keep the battles kind of fluid. I think there's lessons you can learn from both and to make both better, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Like maybe like change the battle system in like the Legends Arceus games, but it's fine. The gimmicks. Remove the gimmicks from each region, but keep Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution was an amazing way to help buff Pokemon that needed it without destroying its design by giving it a permanent evolution. Although it was used already on...
That last segment I don't understand, but okay.
He doesn't want Digimon, right?
No, but the Megas are Digimon.
No, he wants Digimon in his Megas because he doesn't think Charizard needs another evolution, like another permanent evolution, which I think is fine.
I mean, it's fine. Charmeleon is still there. I mean, just don't evolve him if you don't want to.
Well, I think the answer is more like... Also, Megas don't feel like proper evolutions, if that makes sense. It looks like a Super Saiyan version of that Pokemon.
Yeah, which is exactly, it's a Super Saiyan version alteration, yeah.
Like, I would say every evolution is distinct in that it looks like a different Pokemon. And this Mega Evolution is just like, hey, here's an amped up version.
Right.
Although it was already used on strong Pokemon, Mega Evolution was my favorite of the gimmicks, whereas the Z-moves were way too overpowered, essentially, being a massive nuke button, and G-Max just being plain boring.
I agree with the G-Max, but come on, Megas are overpowered. That's the whole point of them.
Yeah, no.
Remember Mega Kangaskhan and the first come around and how impossibly broken it was.
Well, they did nerf it.
Well, they did. Right, they did. But to say C moves were overpowered and not Megas, it's to me a little bit not true.
Yeah, I think in Gen 6, Megas were definitely over-centralizing in terms of competitive Pokemon, because every team was essentially required to have a Mega. In Gen 7, it was much better. Megas were not required in the meta. Like, you just, they were something that you could use, but you didn't necessarily need, which was much healthier, but that honestly only existed because of the Tapus being so overpowered. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, the power creep is definitely very real.
The Tapus, and then you had like a different Ultra Beast getting banned every week.
Yeah, it was a weird time to be alive, let me tell you. Yep. Well, that is small and some big waves I would improve Pokemon. I'm excited to hear the rest of the responses. Quick note, if anyone is getting bored waiting for Scarlet and Violet, Elden Ring and Rainbow Six Siege are both great games to play, although they're completely unrelated. They absolutely are. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for reading, Pokemaster. All right, well, thank you for that one. Our next one is going to come to us from Quicksilver59.
All right. Good morning, Puckle crew. This is the part where when I get the obligatory, it's my first email into the show statement.
Congrats.
Yeah.
You jumped over the hurdle.
I've been listening for about 7 months now, and I've been hooked on all the topics of discussion, and you guys put out great content.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I'll start with the boring take I have on changes I'd want to see in Gen 9, and that's the fairy type. I feel like it's universal that the fairy type needs to be nerfed, whether that be the dropping of a bug resistance or even an additional weakness. Fair. The bug resistance makes no sense. Poor bug types. The take I have that I'm interested to see your opinion on is I think Pokemon should really consider a sort of callback to the older regions like Thatch mentioned a couple episodes ago. Whether that be a returning gym leader or even some sort of physical region connection like we saw in Gen 2 between Kanto and Johto. I don't think a lack of content is really my concern, but I think some sort of connection to previous region that isn't just a hard remake or remaster would be really cool. What do you guys think? Thanks for your time, and thanks for a great show. Quicksilver59 on the Discord server.
I mean, I already talked about what I wanted. And this is exactly how I feel, actually. Like, I just like having the connection that it's all in the same world.
I look forward to finding the other half of Zygarde from Kalos.
No, I would love to, like, I love the show where they have, like, the 2 different Zygarde cells. Like, I really love that. I really wish they would embrace that more. I don't know. The show has come up with, like, some very interesting ideas as of late, and I really just want them.
The show's been great, honestly. Yeah, I've been watching, caught up to the Mewtwo episode, and it's been great. I've enjoyed it.
You're past me. I haven't gotten that far yet. I need to get there.
Yeah, no, it's been good. It's been good. Despite me hating Go with a passion at the beginning, he grew on me pretty quickly.
Yeah, the only thing I dislike about it is just how much Pokemon Go it is, if that makes sense. Like,
right.
Where they're just like, I just chuck Pokeballs at everything. And it's just like, okay. I guess. This isn't, like, we literally just had, like, 20 years of it being really hard to catch Pokemon because, like, we'd have whole episodes where it was a battle to, like, catch one Pokemon.
Right.
Like the episode where Ash catches Corphish, I remember that's an entire episode about him trying to catch Corphish.
Right.
It's insane.
Not to mention that would that method of catching would leave the earth pretty empty real quick.
Yes. All right. Well, we got one more email. Today it's going to be from, I believe, Soap. So you got this one, Jushiro.
Yep. Greetings, Puckle Pals. Logan, a.k.a. Soap from Discord here, ready to throw my thoughts to you to throw to the world. There's a few tweaks I thought that I would make the sun shine a little brighter. Speaking of sun, one of the tweaks I thought of was to add ways to deal with the weather. We have multiple ways to set weather, but only a few ways to cancel it entirely. And those are Airlock and Cloud9. And Rayquaza isn't exactly a powerhouse anymore, isn't he? I think he is.
No.
He's a sad snack now without a Mega.
Yeah, without a Mega, he's not nearly as good anymore. It's sad.
Though I also blame Zacian because Zacian's power creep is absurd too.
Zacian is absurd. Zacian needs to be nerfed.
Zacian is the most broken legendary Pokemon we've ever seen. And we've seen Mega Rayquaza.
Yeah, well, they gave it the best typing in the game. And then they gave it an ability where it's just like, would you like a free attack boost just for existing? And then, it's just, and then they gave it a decent move pool and insane speed. And it's just like, yeah, I guess that's good now.
Wow.
It didn't need 138 speed on top of its attack boost. Like,
Steel Fairy is such a stupid type too. Like, it's a stupid good type. And they know it because they keep doing it.
And then you've got Rayquaza with its 95 speed. Yeah. It's like, you're cute.
They just keep doing it. They keep doing it. Like, they're just like, remember how good Magearna was? Yeah, I remember how good Magearna was. What if we did that again, but like worse? Like, like I just don't understand the design, the comprehension here. I just don't understand.
Magearna is like the reason that I never want to see Mythicals legal in VGC.
Yes, absolutely.
That is the one reason. Everything else I think is fine.
I think Steel and Fairy need to share a weakness. Steel and Fairy need to share a weakness. Like, that's one tweak that I would love to see. Steel and Fairy need to share a weakness. Just one.
Share Fire.
Yeah, I was just going to say Fire would be a...
Well, so Fire got a boost because it used to not be a great type, but now it's much better because it resists Fairy now.
Right.
Well, I guess you can make Fairy weak to Fire then. Yeah, you know what? I'm okay with that. I think that's the way to go. Yeah. Fairy should be weak to Fire. Done.
And it will make perfect sense. So we all saw Bengali or that movie.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I think you make Fairy weak to Fire when we tweak the type chart next time. Please, Fairy needs another weakness. It's just so stupid.
Well, moving on, we say, Soap continues to say, a move to remove the weather entirely could come in handy if there isn't a condition to help the whole team. This might be a bit more of a tweak, and maybe VGC has just made me a little bit salty.
I actually don't hate that.
Add it to defog. Why not?
Yeah, defog can just get rid of weather.
Defog does everything else. Why not?
Yeah, buff defog again.
There are plenty of moves that could be use some adjustment, but today I have beef with spread moves. For example, Glacial Lens at 150 power with 100% accuracy.
130 power.
130 power with 100 in accuracy. Pair this with Chill Nai, boosting attack on a knockout, and suddenly this horse is capable of shutting down an entire team. Even without boosted attack, these moves feel suppressive. Most of the most powerful moves are signatures for restricted legendaries, but the current rule set allows for 2 of these monsters.
Yeah, everybody hates GS Cup. I'm just letting everybody know. Like, everybody hates GS Cup. I don't think anybody likes it.
I like it in small doses. It's just unfortunate we had mini GS Cup for like the year before this.
Yes. I think that's the worst part.
Like, it would have been fine if we didn't have restricteds last year.
Yeah.
Origin Pulse and Precipice Blade are both lower in power and accuracy, and it shows. Keeping the accuracy below 100 could lead to more close games, adding intensity and thrill when the move determines who clutches the win. Lastly, I think they should add 2 new versions of Charizard. Because that's exactly what Charizard needs.
I think this is definitely a joke, but keep going.
Yeah. We no longer have Megas, and Dynamax is probably on the way out considering how heavily it tied to Galar. The Pokemon Violet Charizard could even go back to its original shiny sprite. Who doesn't want a grape-colored flying lizard? I'm kidding, of course. What we actually need is original variant of Victory Bell. No, we were just discussing that.
Yeah.
Make my pitcher plant pal perfect Game Freak. Cheers, Soap.
Well, thank you for that. Green Taurus badge. I think we should actually give it to Pokemaster.
I'm okay with that, yeah.
I think we talked the most about his. And it might be because it was the first one and we had the most energy, but I think we should give it to him.
Yeah.
So, Pokemaster, you win the Green Taurus badge this week. Of course, if you guys want to email us next week at puclpodcast@gmail.com, you can go ahead and just email us. Just email us there about anything. But our question next week is going to be, what Gen 1 Pokemon do you think they should play with in Gen 9? And let us know. It could be none. And I'm okay. I'm ready for those rants. So
tell us about that Parasect made of, what is it, Morello mushrooms?
That'd be cute. I'm into it. Please send those in to puclpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to keep up with us throughout the week, first of all, you should check out Puckle Plus. Puckle Plus, we put out a show every Thursday, so definitely go check it out. You can, of course, go over and follow us on Discord at pucklediscord.com. Additionally, you can go ahead and keep up with us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Keep up with us over at Twitch at twitch.tv/thepucklepodcast, on YouTube at youtube.com/pucklepodcast. And of course, if you want to support the show, best way to do so is go over to our Patreon at patreon.com/pucklepodcast, where we give away the Poke of the Episode team in a shiny form every single week. And you can, of course, grab a pin in May at the $10 tier. We're going to work that out. I'll get you final details very soon. And you can also help decide on topics for the show. So with that said...
Also, don't forget this week, the 100th episode of the TCG Cast.
That's true.
Will be on. I will be there celebrating with Basket and Sublime. So please go ahead and stop by. And I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but we're going to make it a fun 100th episode.
I used to be the host of TCG Cast, fun fact. Way back in the day. Very long time ago. But yeah, if you want to do that. Also, don't forget about our Catch a Million streams in 2 weeks at twitch.tv/thepucklepodcast, where you can help us donate to childhood cancer. They wanted to make $100,000 for these streams. I would love for Puckle to be like 1% of that. I think we can do it. Like 1 to 2% of the 100K. I think we can do very easily. So definitely check those out. But yeah, on that note, I have been Trainer Thatch.
It's been Jushiro.
I've been R Sigma.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.